Shalom, family. Good to see everybody here again. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about something many of you probably heard where, these white folks are putting together a whites only town like that hasn't been done all over the US before. Okay. It has been done all over the US. This is nothing new, nothing earth shattering. And quite frankly, y'all, one thing I can say about us as a people, when these folks want their white only enclaves anywhere, we never care. You notice that? We never, ever, ever care about them putting together their white towns or their little white clubs and their clan and all that. We don't care about that crap. As long as you ain't coming to bother us, we don't give a shit. Y'all have whited up all over the place as far as I'm concerned. It's not like you haven't done it anyway. You've already done this kind of mess before, millions of times. But the problem is always when we want to do it. And at the very end, I have 3 videos on it was a group of people, was 19 families, melanated families that put their money together and they bought nearly 100 acres of land in a rural part of Georgia, and they were creating their own town. Oh my goodness. You would think they were threatening, with weapons and everything, the way these white folks online were carrying on. Oh, they're trying to cause divisions. How can we cause divisions in a place that's already divided? I would love for one of y'all to explain that to us one day. How the hell can we cause division in a place that historically have always been divided? When you make statements like that, it really truly means nothing. Because if you are not living in a united way every single day of your life, saying that is a bunch of nothing as far as I'm concerned. And they were cropping up all over. Oh, I don't see how that's good with them isolating themselves. Well, y'all isolate yourselves in these all white towns all the time. Okay. And didn't one of your country artists made a song about try that in a small town? We know what he meant. We know what the hell he meant. Okay. So I don't see what the big deal is, but historically, you have always had a problem when we come together and live in our towns. You can't leave us the hell alone. Wasn't it over 200 towns burnt down by white mobs? Didn't y'all do that? Didn't you put up I-95 up and down the eastern quarter here in the US where it was all black towns one time before all the highways were put up? Those were black towns up and down the East Coast. You would never know it now because they put highways there. Wasn't it your people that blew up Black Wall Street? See, whenever we decide to come together and have our own towns and do our own thing, y'all have a problem with it. But when you do it, it's supposed to be okay. The double standards is absolutely laughable up in this place, for real. So, y'all, let's get into this story about another newly created sundown town in America. And these folks say they want to put one in every state, like there's no all white towns in every state right now. Okay. like, like this stuff don't exist already. Come on. What a joke. Is this a necessity? No. I think these are people just looking for attention. And they're not drawing that many people, y'all. I think altogether, since they started putting this town together, they got 43 people. So either people must be coming later or folks just ain't interested in what they're offering. because they are not drawing a lot of people at all. You look at this big old country, and all you were able to attract was 43 people. That's it. That's it. Wow. That says a lot right there. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen and we'll get started. So you're going to see the first several videos is going to be about this all white town. Towards the very end, I have the videos up about our melanated people trying to start their own town. And I think the videos are like 5 years old now. Okay. Just a reminder of how it's a hell of a lot different when our people attempt to do the same thing. All right. Okay. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. Okay, y'all.
Is that this isn't about persecution of an ethnic identity, but protection of an ethnic identity, and that identity happens to be white. So we're going here now up into these pretty remote woods to really put that to the test.
We are driving deep into the Ozark Mountains. The group's leaders are not from Arkansas, and they've chosen these remote parts for a reason. All the locals I spoke to knew only a little about the group, if anything.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's not my choice.
Yeah, but do you think they should have the freedom to do it?
That's what they want to do.
I think it's kind of a little fishy around here, but just be safe.
The leader of the group is called Eric Orr, and he's invited me to spend a few days with them.
Hey, Eric.
He insists what he is doing here is entirely legal, and that's key, because if it is, it could be a blueprint for many other communities to come.
Welcome to the Ozarks.
Thank you very much.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites only place.
White American culture. Yeah, not just white, but white American.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, I mean, it's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they're being kept out.
You don't let everyone into your home.
160 acres taking shape, forest cleared, roads laid, cabins built. Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. I'm intrigued to find out what motivates people to give up their old lives for this.
We met here.
Oh, you met here? I guess you came here.
I met her on like day 3. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a story. It beats Tinder.
I'm not really tripping about it. Like, if you go back and you look at this place, this doesn't look like a place that I would ever visit or that I would ever want to have a membership to. And I don't believe that self-segregation is really the type of segregation that people are complaining about. And so in the same way that Black communities or Asian communities can build their own communities, I don't care if people want to pay a membership, buy up land, and they want to build this, whatever this is, and drive Mazdas into the middle of the Ozarks and Arkansas.
A whites only community. I keep seeing stuff across my Facebook feed that says that all these places are making white only communities. And y'all, I am so excited. I don't know about y'all, but I am so excited because I can't wait for these raggedy bastards not to be in our community anymore. Yeah, no, make your racist ass community and then take all y'all's asses there and stay there and don't come out and, croak or whatever y'all are going to do while y'all are there. Whites only community. Get the fuck out of here. No, but no, I hope that works out for you. I hope that's exactly what you do. I hope you make this big community of only white people who hate all other colors and people that don't like. I don't know. I don't know what the hell goes through y'all's mind. Being racist is weird. Y'all are fucking weird. I can't imagine not liking someone because of color of their skin. Like, I'm white, and there's hella white people that I don't like. So yeah, no, that shit's weird behavior. But hey, no, more power to you. I hope your white community really works out. I hope y'all go there, y'all stay there, and y'all don't ever come the fuck back out here ever again. All right, y'all have a good day.
So apparently out in the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas, they're building their own white tea community, and some people are actually in an uproar. And I'm like, why in the world are we acting like this is new? This ain't new. They've been sundown town spread all across this place. Doggone it, there's been redlining, there's been builders, realtors, and all that. There's been trying to keep a certain group of people out of a certain area. That's just is what it is. And, but he did say one thing that I do agree with. You can't let everybody in your house because, the last thing you would want to do is live there for hundreds, probably thousands of years, learn how to survive off that land, and another group of people try to come and live off it. You see they're expiring, so you try to be peaceful, teach them how to live off that land, only for them to take it over, slaughter you, and then send you on a trail of tears. Like who would want that to happen? Or maybe, you have a dispute over a certain piece of land on where it belongs and who it belongs to, you know what I'm saying? And then they think because of manifest destiny, they can just come and take it over, or you build up this land and you have all these jobs and you have these buildings and you have all these businesses and homes, and then a lady will lie and says something happened to her that probably didn't happen, and then a bunch of them come slaughter you, kick you out of that place, and then take it over, leaving you with no land, no resources, no shelter or anything like that. Who would want that to happen?
There is a whites-only community that's been under development since 2023 in Arkansas's Ozarks. They say that they're not white supremacists, but they are white separationalists, meaning they have a strong exclusion policy. It's called Return to the Land, and it's a private membership organization hosted by this guy, Eric Orwell, who throws down a mean flute performance. They refer to him as their president and or leader, just as a cult would. They operate on 160 acres of land. Right now, they only have 40 residents, and they plan on expanding to all 50 states. Now, there is a rigid criteria for getting in. First, you got to be of European ancestry and hold traditional values, but mostly you can't be Jewish, LGBTQ+, non-white, and mixed race applicants are explicitly barred. Now, this definitely goes against Arkansas's Fair Housing Act of 1968, but they don't care about that because they have big plans to expand their racist cult community all over the United States. But what do you guys think?
No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
you don't let everyone into your home.
Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labor, the women take care of the children who live here full time.
It could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association, which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors. That has yet to be tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas or anywhere in a free society.
No blacks, no Jews, no gays. Have you guys seen that whole town that they're trying to make in like the Ozarks, like the TV show, where basically like, yeah, it's an all-white community. We don't want no minorities, especially blacks, Jews, and gays. This is absolutely insane. Can't wait to see a South Park episode. The Boondocks would have a field day with this because you know Uncle Ruckus would love to be there. He would be hollering up and down talking about I got reverse vitiligo or whatever it's called. But how's that work? I mean, and the thing is, they feel like it's just completely okay. They're like, yeah, like we're allowed to have what we want. We just don't want our own, any other neighbors. And it's like you would invite everybody into your house. And I see where they're trying to come up with a logic, but at the same time, it's like you guys are applying it 100% wrong. And I want to see how they're going to get shut down for this because they already got 40 members. And the KKK about to blow that up to even bigger. I think it's going to go all bad and it's just going to keep on going worse.
You guys, this is so wild and disturbing. There is a whites-only community being built in the Ozarks. I'm really disturbed. This seems like a reintroduction to segregation. So this community is located on 160 acres of land. It is called Return to the Land. There's about 40 people living on it right now. This includes people of law enforcement and federal agents. Nobody except for whites are allowed on this community compound. You also can't be gay or Jewish. And it is run by this guy right here, Eric Orwell. It's cut off at the top, but he is quoted as saying, "You want a white nation? Create a white town." It can be done, and we're doing it. It says over the last year and a half that they have been building this, what I'm going to call a compound. This movement started organizing online. In an interview with Sky News, this information was found out. I feel like I can't say that, but there were those in references on a public chat in Telegram. There was also 14 words, including and referring to this. And he seems to even go on and support Hitler. Let me show you a little video.
We've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture effectively was saying this is a white culture, a whites only place.
White American culture. Yeah, not just white, but white American.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, I mean, it's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out.
You don't let everyone into your home.
This is their symbol. Eric insists that what they're doing is entirely legal. He says it's a private club, so it's exempt from equality legislation. And just so you know, there are plans to expand this in other areas. I thought I'd leave you guys with just a little more information that you're probably going to want to pause and read from Eric Orwell.
People need to raise the alarm. They're starting an all-whites town in the Ozarks and Arkansas. Yeah, they don't want no non-white people, non-Christian, LGBTQ, Jews. They're saying that you have to have a DNA test to live there that leads back to your ancestry being European. That's not crazy at all, is it? Well, they speak on rhetoric that they want to be able to choose their neighbors and they want to preserve white American culture. I mean, but you have to have ancestry of Europeans. So why don't you just, all that money that's being spent, why don't you just go back to fucking Europe at this point, like you tell everyone else? Now, this man that's ahead of this, he's trying to expand to Missouri, guys. How is this even allowed? They said it's a members only association where they pay a fee and that's how they're getting away with it. Doesn't the power of the president have the ability to stop this? Like, this is clearly wrong, but this is the type of people that he encouraged. Now, I recall all throughout history when Black Americans tried to start their own community, their own economy and stuff like that, it got burnt down. Their towns got burnt down to smithereens. How the hell in 2025 are we allowing in the Ozark and Arkansas for them to build a whites only community. I can't believe it, man. It's just unreal to me. Like, I'm having trouble, and it's just not Black Americans that could live, that can't live there. It's everybody. If you're non-white, if you don't have European ancestry, you are not allowed there. And he's planning on expanding. This is turning the clock back in history. The discrimination, the hate. This is absolutely unreal. And people are going to just let it happen. That's the way I see it. With that being said, guys, make sure you like this video, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, follow me.
Get him, Puffy Lion, dog.
So they're doing a whites only community in Arkansas and the fucking Ozarks. A whites only community in Arkansas. This is where we're at in America today. Like, what the fuck do you mean you don't want to be around people that look like me? Us brown people are fucking cool as hell. Positive vibes, good food, beautiful people. Like, what the fuck do you mean you guys want to live in a whites only community in fucking America in the year 2025? What had to happen in your childhood or growing up that as adults you guys decided you guys want to live in a whites only community? Doesn't that sound fucking stupid? How racist do you have to be to want to live in a whites only community? I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but even if I was white, that sounds lame as fuck. Like, I would never want to do some shit like that. That sounds fucking boring.
That is the sound of freedom. A lush and rugged expanse about 130 miles south of Atlanta, just shy of 97 acres. It's undeveloped, unincorporated, and it has new owners.
It feels amazing. It feels really amazing. I cry every time I come here.
Renee Walters is one of them. She's president of the Freedom Georgia Initiative. It's a collective of 19 Black families who recently bought this land. This dream all started a few weeks ago during Renee's typical morning call with her friend Ashley Scott.
She said, Ashley, did you see the article about Toomsboro for sale?
It turns out that the entire small town was never for sale, just a bundle of a few dozen homes and buildings. So Ashley, a real estate agent, looked for listings in the area and found one for this.
And it was just such a beautiful piece of land. It was affordable, and it just made sense that we could create.
So actually in, I think, Toomsboro, just outside of Macon in Georgia, 19 families bought some land and are actually creating a new area for them. Not necessarily a town, but a city. But it's definitely something to look at to see if what they're doing is going to survive and thrive. And we can use that as a blueprint for starting what we want to do.
Collective ownership is powerful. Our ancestors practiced it. So it's almost as if we're tapping into those same successful energies that allowed our ancestors to prosper. And my children are tapping into that energy.
It's important because it creates generational wealth, something that didn't seem obtainable for us as Black people. And it's just a way for us to leave something for our children, like build a legacy and just have something like wealth for our children. 3 years ago, I didn't think that I would have 500 acres. So the average person doesn't really think that it's obtainable until you see other people, other regular people going out and buying land. We want to inspire all the Black people that we can. Go get you some land and build wealth for your family.
Okay, y'all. Yeah, but see, you know, I showed that just as a reminder that our people have attempted to do that too. But every time they do, they try to sabotage. They tried to sabotage these folks too, you know? And yeah, I believe they were calling the town Freedom, Georgia. Well, anyway, you know, regardless to whatever they call the town, the history is whenever we try to make a place home for our people to thrive in, there's always some excuse to try to take it away. But as you can see, these folks that are in Arkansas starting that town, I wouldn't move to that. You see how dusty that place look? They can have it. Where they're starting their community in the Ozark and they want it to be all white. The same people that were all up in arms about these 19 Black families buying land and starting a city, I bet every dime in my wallet they don't have nothing to say about these white folks starting their community in Arkansas. I bet you the same people don't have a damn thing to say. So that's why I got a problem. Okay, I don't care if these people start their own towns, but when we decide to do it or buy hundreds of acres so that we can start something for ourselves, I don't want to hear from none of you. I don't want to hear from none of you. I don't want to hear nothing about lawsuits against them and all that. I don't want to hear it. Because if you're not doing it against these folks trying to start stuff up in Arkansas, don't be saying it when we start something up. Y'all can shove these double standards for real. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what these people do. Good. The ones that are going to live in the Ozark, those are not the kind of people you want around you anyway. Good. Let them all gather together and go live there. Who the hell cares? We don't go in their towns like that anyway. So I don't care where they go stay. I have no desire to be there or even want to pass through. And the way that place looked, it looks like a big old dust bowl. That's what it looks like. Mhm. They're not going to do nothing but contaminate the place. That's what they do everywhere they go. Yeah, it might be all nature and pure and everything. It won't be by the time they get done with it. You can best believe they're going to pollute the place and jack up the land. They do that everywhere they go. So they're going to mess up the Ozark now. That's going to get all messed up. Mm-hmm. You ain't lying about that, Gloria. Keep your eye on that place for floods. Yeah, you're right. It'd probably be a big old flood out there before the summer's over. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when they showed it, it looked so unappealing. I sure wouldn't, so I take it that the people that are there dropped everything and just moved there, you know? And okay, so let's say you check DNA, but DNA is not like a criminal background. DNA is not, you don't know what kind of people you could be bringing in a bunch of meth addicts, you know? So they want a DNA test because I guess they think there's, so you don't get in there, with the one drop blood, one drop rule. No, they don't want you coming in there. No, those South Africans need to go home. They need to go home. Nobody was doing anything to them over in South Africa. They do not have a legitimate reason for being here. They need to go back home. That's what they need to do. Mhm. So, I just saw a couple of people were doing the story and I said, "Oh, you know what? I'll do the story because, you know, like I said, I remember those 19 families buying that practically 100 plot of land, and these people went into meltdown mode online. It just goes to show you they care about every damn thing we do. Everything we do. They try to always, have some opinion or some say on it, like that's what we're looking for from them. Really? Yeah, whatever. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I have one more live stream coming up and it's at 7:45, and this one is just some more recent videos on people complaining how they're working and they're not earning enough money to get by. So those videos are still showing up out there on TikTok. So I will see you then. Thank you for being here, and shalom, family. Oh, let me thank everybody that made some donations to my channel. Thank you, Monica Gregory, for your super sticker. Thank you, T Key, for your super sticker. And thank you, PM, for your super chat, B1 and Shalom. Let's appreciate these events as the devil's desperate attempts to avoid the Most High inevitable return and correction. Let's stay the course and remain righteous. Thank you, as always, Lisa, and thank you for your support for my channel. Thank you. Navy Vet BT3, thank you for your super chat. Thank you so much, Sister Lisa, for keeping us informed on this madness. And thank you for your support for my channel. Chocolate Knight 2, thank you for your super chat. They can move back to their ancestral land in the Caucasus Mountain and move off our land. Yeah, you notice how they don't want to go back over there at all. Many of them won't even go even on vacation to visit Europe. If you notice that they don't even want a vacation there. They'll prefer like the Bahamas or somewhere over in the Caribbean or even Africa over going to even vacation in Europe. It's almost like they want to disconnect themselves from Europe. Okay, Chocolate Night 2. Thank you for another super chat. Their town will be in ruins like Asheville. Yeah. Yep. You never know. Danielle Meyer, thank you for your super chat. Shalom, Miss Lisa. 2 words, good riddance. You ain't never lie. Thank you for your support for my channel. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the kind of people that do these kind of things, I mean, trust me, you would never want to live around them anyway. Let them go off into that little dust hole that they picked in the Ozarks. Who the hell cares? Who cares? So, y'all, I will see you at 7:45 later on this evening. Iron Will, thank you for your super chat. Right, sister. Let me see, that went by kind of fast. Right, sister, at Lisa Cabrera. I haven't seen a single white person condemn this at all, and I'm fine with it. Yeah, so am I. I don't care what these people do. I'm not that deeply invested in them like that. For real. Okay, y'all. Thank you. And I will see you soon. Shalom, family.